Hey guys, Iskamar here, and today I just wanted to talk about KurtzPel and my impressions of the game. I played a couple days out of the closed beta. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't put a crazy amount of time into it, but I did play it enough to at least get a personal feel for the game. And I honestly just really don't know what to exactly say about the game or even really feel about it. I just know that I don't want to play it. And I don't find myself wanting to log back in and try it in the future. I just really have no interest in it. First off, you're thrown into this anime story, and which is cool and all, but as you're playing through the game, you're going through all these different dialogue and cutscenes, and I'm just kind of tired of in MMO kind of games just being like a preset character and just going through a really restrictive narrative. Like, I'd rather just have a lore and a backdrop set and then just have some way to influence that and to drive that rather than just be along for the ride and really have absolutely no connection to my character whatsoever. And I think that's one of the biggest themes with KurtzPel in general is playing through it, I feel no connection to the game whatsoever. You log in, you're in this lobby, this place, this base, whatever it is, and there's just a bunch of players all over the place. You go, there's the training grounds, you go to the mission board, and that's where you queue for either a PvE mission or PvP mission. But it's like, the whole time I'm like, where am I and what the hell is going on? And I feel like that's actually like the overarching feeling that I have towards KurtzPel is, where am I? What the fuck is even going on? What is this game? You know, there's lots of players around in the lobby, but I have no attachment to them. I have no attachment to the place I'm at. I have no reason to really talk to anyone. I don't feel the need to socialize or talk with any of the people. Queue into the match and go into the PvP match. What are we even doing there? Like, why are we playing together? What do we even communicate? What do we even coordinate? Like, why would we even talk to each other? We don't. We just start the match and we start fighting. PvE, though the PvE did kind of feel better than the PvP, still the PvE is set up in like this 2v2 format to where you're like fighting a boss, and you're fighting a boss and like their monster or whatever. You're fighting different creatures, and a lot of them it's like 2-in-2s, and you're with another player. And again, what are we coordinating? How do we even coordinate? What do we even do? It's just all over the place. Just to hit some key words of my experience with the game, it is disjointed, no sense of attachment, no sense of there even being other players. They could honestly make all the other players in the game's actual bots, and from the playthrough that I had, I wouldn't notice the difference. I really wouldn't be able to tell. It's that antisocial of a game. It's not. It's funny. It's an online game, and this is a growing trend with these kind of games in modern MMOs. Is there's really no need for real socialization, and really it just felt all just so disjointed, and I had no sense of attachment to anything. You go into the game. Another thing is I don't really know how all the itemization and loot things work. I don't feel like there's a really good learning experience or tutorial for the game. I did have to close out during my first playthrough, so I might have missed some important things for the tutorial, so take that criticism with a grain of salt. But I feel like there's not a lot explaining the items or what I should even be looking for. But the game, every time you log in for the beta, you're just getting like 7 items thrown at you. You're just getting the game, every time I logged in, I'm getting items thrown at me. And that doesn't feel good. I don't like that. I don't get excited because I'm getting all this loot. It's not compelling. Another word that I have that really describes my experience would be dizzying. Every time I played and then logged off, I just felt dizzy as hell, and I think it's because of the camera. The camera's just, it's so jerky. Like it's just, like you just move your mouse and your character's just like the camera is just panning so quickly, and the way fighting's taking place. The game's just honestly like a whirl of chaos. And while I do like action style combat and I like stuff that requires high mechanical skill, and I did have like the little dopamine hit factor going, or I wanted to queue another match. Even though I did want to play a bit more and see if I could improve, because I'm not gonna lie, I was freaking terrible. I was playing the archer class, and I was not very good. I kind of just had no clue what I was doing. I tried to go and learn some of the combos, but whenever you go into the training grounds, I couldn't find a way to pull up your combo list while in there. It has some listed, but not all things listed in there. And I don't know, the combat just doesn't feel very good to me. It doesn't feel responsive to me. I didn't mesh well with it. It's like this whole the whole mix of soft targeting and hard aim is just kind of wonky, the way it's communicated to you, and the way the game's so fast, and the way the camera moves, and the way the combat's so chaotic. It just all doesn't mix together well. It doesn't deliver a very refined experience for me. And one thing that I noticed about this game is as far as the way a fight goes, kind of reminded me about Lost Ark, and not in a good way. It was one of the things I actually hated the most about Lost Ark is in the 3v3s, in the team 3v3s, there's no established battle line. It's like a constant like mix of chaos. It's just swirling around. It's just constant swirling because there's so much mobility. The classes are just flying all over the place. It's honestly hard to really, even in Lost Ark, which I would feel there's a easier ability to coordinate. Still, even there, it is hard to coordinate with your teammates. And in KurtzPel, I feel that even more with the really, really open map, and you're just flying all over the place. While it's kind of fun just because you're doing a lot of shit, it just still just didn't feel that good. So as far as the different game modes go, you have like deathmatch and the conquest mode and flag. Capture the flag. Every time I got into Conquest, someone dodged, so I didn't really get to experience that one. But Deathmatch felt better than Capture the Flag to me, because Capture the Flag was just kind of wonky. Like, you might kill the other team, but if the other person stalls long enough, or like that, like when you kill someone in KurtzPel, where they died, they're gonna respawn a little bit later, and the respawn timers vary. But so say you finally kill someone and you have another one low or whatever, and you finally think you're gonna go capture the flag, it's a long channel time, and by the time you get any significant channeling on the flag, the other person's up and they're damaging you. So it's just like no one ever actually gets the flag. I mean, I had one of the last matches I did ended in a draw. But yeah, I'm not really going to go much deeper than that. Honestly, I want something new to play. I want to enjoy new games, and I wanted to give KurtzPel a fair shake. But from logging in multiple days throughout this closed beta test, I just don't care about the game. I have no interest in it. It just didn't pull me in. I don't like the experience I had. I felt it was really, really antisocial. That's one of my biggest critiques about Lost Ark, is the game feels antisocial, and that's one of the main reasons I probably won't even be playing Lost Ark. I might not play it when it comes to the West, because I want to play with other players. I want to play online games to actually play with people and communicate and do things, and I don't feel like KurtzPel is a good game to really like, of course, at the high level, if you had some really high level play, people are going to be able to coordinate, but it's like, how well can you coordinate, and what's the payoff for that coordination, and what does that coordination even look like? And as far as I can tell, it's not something I'm going to enjoy. I guess one other thing would be gear. I do feel like I ran into some matches to where people were doing like way more damage than others, and it could just be that they knew their combos way better. But I felt like I got gibbed pretty hard a couple times, and that could just be gear difference. But yeah, I think that about sums it up. The game just felt disjointed. It was all over the place. I had no connection to my character, to the story, to the world. I had no sense of I'm in a world with other players or doing things with other players. Like I said, they could have just been bots. And I really just have no interest in checking out KurtzPel again. If any of y'all played the test and y'all put more time into it and had a contrasting experience to me, I'm really intrigued to hear how you felt about the game. If you played it and you have something you want to say about it, leave it in the comments below. But anyways, that's it for the video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.